Hello again, everyone. Especially brilliant and classic Lara Croft and Eloy and Dizzy Channel. Oh, and all those romantically inclined men who only want me for my voice, you roguish cads, you. May the gods of polygonal nostalgia forgive me for forgetting all you lovely people. In my defense, I've only just regained consciousness after my heartbreak and jet-lagged induced sabbatical. Anyway, I'm back, not to torment you with multiple endings, much, but to discuss 5 things I think might actually happen in part 3. If I'm wrong, I'll do the noble thing and deny everything. Hey, it works for a large proportion of the fandom, so I may as well embrace tradition, eh? Just so you're aware, this isn't a shipping video, so it's not just going to be 5 different ways they will or will not save Aerith. But my first point is partially about Aerith. But it's not shipping, so it doesn't count. Shut up. Along the way, we'll cover Cid and Aerith, the need for a new twist, a new livestream experience, Zack coming back to Gongaga, and what we may see at the end of the game. Buckle up, folks, I anticipate a healthy storm of lovely debate, possibly tears, and at least one person declaring me a disgrace to the fandom. Again. To be clear, there's no insider info here. I haven't hacked Nomura's fridge or bribed Najima with limited edition guinea pig plushies. My expertise comes solely from years of working with developers and recognising the narrative equivalent of Chekhov's gun cabinet, which these games keep flinging open like an overexcited toddler that's discovered the concept of fun but not consequences. Numero uno. Cid will play a big part in Aerith's story. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know I have what HR professionals might call an unhealthy fascination with the world's angriest 32-year-old. Not because of the slick hair or the nicotine-infused charisma, or the fact he looks like he hasn't slept since the Clinton administration, but because he's the one character most primed for a rewrite. What we see of Cid is completely different versus where we should be in the OG. Rocket Town, missing. Shira, probably in witness protection. The whole abusive NASA dropout / borderline wife beater arc has been quietly filed under not so great for modern audiences. Instead, we now have this peculiar mixture of tenderness and creepiness towards Mama Gainsborough, which seems to extend to Aerith. It's either sweet or mildly Oedipal. I'm still awaiting lab results on that one. Why should we care? Because the game drops a few suspiciously weighty hints. For example, this line,
Aerith, is there anything I can do for you?
Which has real prominence. And this one,
You'll need a way home. So when you're ready, I'll be here.
Which has even more. When 2 side characters have a fully staged conversation without the protagonist, that usually means the devs want us to pay attention. Either that or Cloud's hair simply failed to render for that scene. It's particularly odd that this relationship building is happening right before Aerith is, how shall I put it, invited to the world's least voluntary baptism. Cid's behaviour at the Tiny Bronco is also deeply strange. Combine that with data mining showing Cid is the only other person who can see the rip in the sky, and we have a man who is either narratively important or simply hallucinating from decades of carbon monoxide exposure. My prediction. Cid will play a major part in Aerith's story in part 3. We may even get a moment where Cid flies the Highwind through the rift, Star Trek Generations style. Though yes, I know that sounds like I've sniffed a little bit too much Marco. There's simply so much room for expansion with him, especially since the devs clearly want to avoid his less contemporary behaviours. Who knows, maybe he'll be the one to transport Aerith home. After all, hasn't Aerith promised to send up smoke when she's in trouble?
Then I'll send up smoke.
Number 2, a new set of twists. We're probably too late for spoiler warnings, but in the OG, 2 major twists are the emotional backbone of the entire game. I am of course referring to the fact that Tifa wears orthopedic underwear and Cloud is a massive closet homosexual. Bad TRC. It's actually the whole Cloud wasn't at Nibelheim, oh yes he was, double whammy. These are essential moments. Cloud collapses, Cloud rebuilds himself. The audience do their best impression of a goldfish. Without them, Cloud would remain in a permanent vegetative state, and we'd lose 2 genuinely shocking story beats. But here's the problem. Everyone already knows them. These twists have been analysed, catalogued, remixed and memified, and tattooed on the backs of at least 3 people who regret their life decisions. Trying to redo them now would be like performing The Sixth Sense for a crowd of gits that yell "he's dead" before the lights even dim. Now, the devs could repeat them, but one of the re-trilogy's major themes is keeping the experience fresh. They don't want to replicate, they want to surpass, so I fully expect a new set of twists. Number 3, a new livestream narrative experience. Tifa fans, breathe. I don't think her role will be diminished, just recontextualized. Yes, the livestream scenes are considered sacrosanct. Try saying that drunk, which I'm not, obviously. But these devs have demonstrated both the bravery and foolishness required to tinker with iconic material. See the altar scene, the platefall, or literally anything involving whisper management and fecking Chadley. We've already seen elements of the livestream in Rebirth, including Cloud helping Tifa on the bridge, and the Tifa high affection route has moved the relationship forward. The livestream is no longer the romantic Rubicon it once was. So how might this change? It could resolve multiple worlds. It could dig deeper into Cloud's backstory, like his life with his mother or details on his father. Or following the compilation, it could focus on Cloud and Zack, resolving their friendship and Zack's sacrifice. Possibly even touching on Zack's feelings for Aerith. Shipping, shut up TRC. In conclusion, the emotional function of the livestream will remain. Cloud going from not okay to slightly more okay, with help from his friends. But the narrative experience will change. 4. Zack coming back to Gongaga. Gongaga received a surprising upgrade in Rebirth. Zack's parents got voices, Cisne crawled out the compilation vault, and if you completed certain quests, you'll know Cisne is scanning the horizon for Zack like a slightly emo lighthouse keeper. Zack is wildly popular, especially in Asia. And no, I'm not talking about the Tifa fans who hastily dress in a spiky black wig when it suits them. He just is. And he's never far away from the devs' thoughts, especially if we take all the retconning into account. I believe that they'll be too tempted to bring him home as some conquering hero, minus the bullet holes, of course. All this suggests we'll see a version of events where Zack returns home and reunites with his parents, and potentially Cisne, to neatly resolve their arcs, at least in one timeline, maybe 2, if the devs are feeling chaotic. Which brings me neatly onto number 5. What awaits us at the end of all of this? Some think the re-trilogy is just the OG with a few Easter eggs. Some think it's what the devs always wanted to do. Some say it's a love letter, others say sequel. Personally, I think it's a narrative buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't. A nexus of different ideas and approaches. But above all, it's a window into what-ifs that fans have been dreaming up since the late 90s. Want Jessie super thirsty for Cloud? A Sector 7 evacuation, Barrett killed by Sephiroth, Zack surviving Shinra, Zack and Cloud fighting side by side, Cloud blocking Sephiroth's blade and saving Aerith. These games give us those windows, not always gracefully, but enthusiastically. I believe Part 3 will continue that philosophy. We'll see multiple worlds, multiple outcomes, flashes of alternate realities, Zack returning home, Aerith restored, a world without geostigma, possibly even darker timelines the devs throw in for giggles. As for canon, I still lean towards multiplicity, ambiguity, interpretation, maybe even a degree of choice. Hamaguchi seems determined to please everyone, which is ambitious considering this fandom can't unanimously agree on whether Cloud owns more than one pair of trousers. But nothing, and I mean nothing, beats wish fulfillment. Fans claim to hate it right up until they get it, at which point they sob happily into their collector's edition steelbooks. Sure, a core group will say it's all fan service, but in a world of uncertainty, trade concerns, conflict, and economic stagnation, what's wrong with a little positivity? I'm fairly sure the planet can withstand one timeline where people aren't miserable. Anyway, I've been the Reasonable Clarith, and as always, thank you for watching.